Oh boy, do we have a lot to talk about today. We're going to be starting off with Trump attempting to void Biden's pardons, citing the use of an autopen. We'll get more into that in a second. We're also going to talk about a leak memo about some of the upcoming Social Security cuts, and we are also going to be covering a couple court orders that the Trump administration has now defied. So be on the lookout for those today. But let's start with I I just don't know how to say it, but like the most simplest way I can put it is that like Biden just lives in Trump's head 24/7, like all day, every day. And it's so weird, man. Like I can't tell you how many executive orders I've read from whitehouse.gov that like mentioned Joe Biden did this, Joe Biden did that, Sleepy Joe, Crooked Joe. It's just like, bro, shut the fuck up. All right, we get it. So we have like another one of those moments. I want to read the Truth Social post first. This is on X from an account that follows Trump's Truth Social. It was just the most convenient for me to pull up at the time. Anyways, the pardons that Sleepy Joe Biden gave to the unselect committee of political thugs and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and no further force or effect because of the fact that they were done by autopen. In other words, Joe Biden did not sign them, but more importantly, he did not know anything about them. The necessary pardoning documents were not explained to or approved by Joe Biden. He knew nothing about them, and the people that did may have committed a crime. Therefore, those on the unselect committee who destroyed and deleted all evidence obtained during their 2-year witch hunt. Witch. Oh God, talking like Trump hurts. The 2-year witch hunt of me and many other innocent people should fully understand that they are subject to investigation at the highest level. The fact is, they were probably responsible for the documents that were signed on their behalf without the knowledge or consent of the worst president in the history of our country, Crooked Joe Biden. Oh man. Like, okay, I know a lot of MAGA supporters watch me. Like, you guys not like get kind of sick of this? It's like, just shut the fuck up, all right? We get it. Biden sucked. We get it. I agree with you for the most part, but Biden, you just shut up, all right? God. And we're gonna get into this BBC article, and it's gonna kind of explain the legality, and the history of the autopen, and is it is what Trump's saying true? Is using an autopen kind of void, like it doesn't actually mean anything? It's not legally enforceable because you didn't sign it. Um, we're gonna get into that, and he makes claims like he didn't know about it. Like they just say shit with no evidence whatsoever. It's crazy. And like Trump acts like he's some kind of beacon of mental fitness when he's a dude that goes on True Social, does a long rant about how Zelensky's a dictator, and then less than a week later, when asked about calling him a dictator, he's like, "Did I say that? I don't remember saying that. I shouldn't have said that." And then like, and he just like, you can call it lies, or you have two options here. All right, he's either lying or he's mentally unfit. All right, his entire campaign trail. It's so fun to watch videos of Trump on the campaign trail talking about like the Middle East and Yemen. He's like, all they do is drop bombs on Yemen. All this war, they love war. They don't know that you could just end this all by just picking up the phone. And then fucking just the other day, Trump bombed the living shit out of Yemen and, was beating his chest about it and saying how strong he was and how weak Biden was. It's like, homie, we have videos of you from like 3 months ago. Like, I'd say you're not fooling anyone, but you're fooling 50% of the country. And and this dude doesn't know the difference between transgender and transgenic. We're spending millions and millions on transgender mice. Let me tell you. Oh gosh. Oh, and my favorite one. These are just scratching the surface, by the way. My favorite one of recent. Who the hell signed this trade deal with Canada and Mexico? This is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Bro signed it during his first term. Like he negotiated and signed this trade deal after NAFTA. Like, so you tell me, MAGA supporters, is he lying or is he mentally unfit? Which one? Which one? Is he a liar or is he mentally unfit? You tell me. Because that's just like 4 examples out of a million. Anyways, President Trump has said many pardons issued by Joe Biden are void because the former president signed them with an autopen, a device which reproduces a person's signature rather than by hand. Trump did not provide evidence for his claim, which was posted on Truth Social that we just read. BBC Verify has found several instances of Biden signing pardons by hand rather than by autopen, and a sample presidential signature is used on U.S. government documents when they are stored in the Federal Register, a digital archive. This was the case under Trump as well as under Biden. Legal experts also told us that there is nothing in U.S. law which would invalidate pardons signed by autopen. Now, did Biden sign pardons using an autopen? And we're going to skip this first part. We already read his True Social post. So Trump didn't specify which pardons he was referring to, but he has previously referred to the House Select Committee investigating January 6 riots as the Unselect Committee and has criticized Biden for pardoning family members. And he also hinted in that True Social post that the people in this committee are criminals and that they want to go after them. Like, what happened to ending the the weaponization of government and, going after your political enemies? If you want to arrest Liz Cheney, I'll side with you on that one. But like, that's about as far as I'll go off the top of my head. But like, you just say shit and then immediately do like the opposite, and you just lie, and somehow no one or not many people seem to realize nowadays. So, in October 2022, Biden was pictured signing an order pardoning those in jail for marijuana possession. In the same year, he also signed a pardon for nonviolent offenders. It is not known whether Biden has signed any pardons only using autopen. In May last year, CNN did a report that he signed a bill for a 1-week extension on federal aviation funding using autopen. BBC Verify has asked Biden's office for his record of using autopen and the White House for the evidence behind Trump's claim. Trump appears to have taken his cue from the Oversight Project, part of the conservative think tank the Heritage Foundation, also the people who authored Project 2025, which everyone says like, oh, what are you talking about? Project 2025 is not real. Like, I still get this, and I lose all credibility as soon as I bring up Project 2025. It's what he's doing right now. Go read Project 2025 and go read what he's doing. Like, even the one of the authors of Project 2025 just came out and said like, wow, this is going better than I could ever imagine. Anyways, we have asked the Heritage Foundation for its workings. Previously, it has highlighted other Biden documents which it says had autopen signatures, along with screenshots taken from the Federal Register. The Register is the official daily publication of various presidential and other government documents, which all have a standard signature created from a single sample. A National Archives spokesperson told the fact-checking website Snopes that at the beginning of each administration, the White House sends a sample of the president's signature to the Federal Register, which uses it to create the graphic image for all presidential documents published in the Register. We looked through presidential documents archived by the Federal Register under both Trump administrations and found identical signatures on documents. That includes Trump's pardons for the January 6 rioters. Trump had already signed those pardons by hand, as this video shows in January. Presidential pardons are also published by the U.S. Department of Justice. We have asked how these documents are archived. So, are documents signed with an autopen legally binding? Legal experts who we spoke to told us there's nothing in U.S. law which says official documents signed by U.S. presidents, including pardons, are not legally binding if they were signed with an autopen. So, it's good. Like, it's fine. Andrew Bourne, a politics professor at London Metropolitan University, says that previous presidents have used autopen before. On lower level important documents, it is not usual for autopen to be used. But I would have thought that if with something as serious as a pardon, Biden would have actually signed it by hand, he said. A 2005 memo from the Department of Justice during the Bush administration stated that the president does not have to physically sign a bill for it to become law. The president may sign a bill within the meaning of Article 1, Section 7 by directing a subordinate to affix the president's signature to such a bill, for example, by autopen. Although George Bush did not use autopen himself, President Obama used it in 2011. Autopen has also been used by earlier presidents, including JFK and Harry Truman. So yeah, basically, if, like, I don't know how to tell you this, but, like, it doesn't matter if you use an autopen. The Department of Justice straight up said in 2005, like, you can even use an autopen for bills, and it's fine. So if you can use an autopen for bills, you can use an autopen for pardons. All right, like, bro, just get over it, okay? Biden's not here anymore. I don't even think Biden knows where he is right now, but, like, he can't hurt you anymore. It's okay. Just give it up. Can presidents declare pardons void? Professor Aaron Delaney, director of the Global Center for Democratic Constitutionalism at UCL, says the attempt by Trump to rescind Biden's pardons would be a violation of unwritten constitutional norms. Critically, he would not be able to pursue this action without prosecuting or re-prosecuting the individuals who were given immunity, she argues. Legally challenging Biden's pardons because of autopen would also call into question other aspects of U.S. government that use automatic signatures, such as bills passed by Congress and signed into law by president, she added. Professor Morin says that a president revoking his predecessor's pardon is extremely rare. Historically, the only example I'm aware of is towards the end of Andrew Johnson's presidency in the 1860s when he issued some pardons which were revoked before they were accepted, but that's a very small number. If Trump decides that he wants to go after people who were pardoned, that will end up in the courts, and that would become the point where the Constitution is really tested. You think now that's the point where the Constitution is going to be really tested? Homie, he just defied 2 federal court orders yesterday. Constitution is already being stress tested a lot right now, to say the least. But yeah, he's just setting so many precedents that if he does this, I just hope other presidents just end up using it against him, because he's going to pardon himself on his way out and pardon Elon and everyone else. If he's going to go around revoking pardons, then you bet your ass the next Democratic president, they better revoke those fucking pardons too. All right? Play their game. If they're going to play this game, you play it back. Okay? It's time to take the gloves off. You need to stop trying to, was it Obama that said it? It's like when they go low, we go high, or whatever. Like, it's enough. All right, play their game. I'm sick of it. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next one. If you made it to this point in the video, I just want to give a special thank you. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button down below, and if you really enjoyed it, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button while you're down there. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I will try to reply to any and all comments that I can. Until next time, watch that video on screen.